Good afternoon, or indeed good morning, depending on where you are in the world. Thank you very much for joining our webinar. My name's Adam. I'm a member of the Vamoos team based in the UK, and I'll be taking you through the webinar today, How to Wow the Modern Traveller, 15 Features in 15 Minutes. To give you a very brief overview of Vamoos, it's an app that you deliver to your clients that has absolutely everything they could possibly need in order to maximize their travel experience. It also, of course, comes with a back-end operator portal, which makes creating these trips incredibly easy for yourselves. I'm going to take you through 15 features. We do only have 15 minutes, so it's probably a good idea to get stuck in. First feature is your branding. Your branding is your identity. It's incredibly important to have your logo out in front of as many people as possible, and that's why we put it front and center of the app. It is the first thing that you see when you log in. It's important to remember it's not only going to be your clients who are using this app. They can share their Vamoos logins with their friends, with their family, to follow along on their trip as they go. They'll be seeing your logo every step of the way as well. Another important feature to mention about Vamoos is it's entirely offline. When you first download the app and log in, you'll notice it takes a few seconds. That's because it's loading up all of that information, and from that point onwards, it's all available offline. That's security and peace of mind for your clients. It means they can access all of the data within the app at any time and any place. Personalizing the access could not be easier. It's 2 clicks in the back end and 1 click in the front end. What this does is give that individualization to your clients, lets them know that you really do care about the trip that they're going on, makes them feel special and important. It also has a functional aspect to it. The personalization means that you can assign specific documents to specific people, which means that individuals are only seeing the documents relevant to them rather than seeing the documents for their entire group. Building the excitement in the app is down to one key feature, and that is the countdown timer. You see it here. It's on the front page as well. And what it is very, very simple. It's a timer that counts down to the moment that the airplane goes wheels up for the first time. What that does is builds up that anticipation and turns arguably the worst part of the trip, which is waiting for it to start, into part of the travel experience, builds up that excitement. It means that clients are coming back time and time again into the app to look at that countdown timer and see how close they are to finally taking off. Images and itineraries are the bread and butter of any good trip, so it's no surprise that itineraries are the bread and butter of the Vamoos app as well. At Vamoos, we're really dedicated to making sure that the itineraries are super visual, really image-based, which makes them, of course, look brilliant visually, but also very professional. Hopefully you can tell from the images we've used so far that our interface does that job perfectly. Within each daily itinerary, there are these buttons down the bottom. These buttons are entirely customizable. What I mean by that is the text of the button, the iconography, and of course the functionality of the button are all customized by you. You can add tickets, you can add menus, you can add city guides, anything that you want, which you think will enhance that day-to-day experience for your clients. Of course, the text within the itinerary is also completely customizable. You can make that as complex or as simple as you like. What we tend to recommend is that you match the amount of information you're giving to the vibe of the day. If they're having a particularly busy day, you can load up that itinerary with lots and lots of information. All the travel info in one place is, of course, referring to the documentation. You can see a document wallet here, and I need to remind you, this is all available offline. This means you can do away with your PDFs, you can do away with your messy email threads, and you can do away with your printed packets, keeping it all within this one secure offline wallet. Even the most technophobic of your clients, and I'm sure you will have some, will appreciate that all of that information is available in one place, easy to access, whether they're 30,000 feet in the air or in the center of a bustling city. They will always be able to access that documentation. 24/7 instant messaging is not something I need to dwell on particularly long. You all understand what instant messaging is. This is the in-app messaging that we offer. We aim to replace the email threads that a lot of client to business communication occurs on. Things can get lost, things can get messy. There's multiple different threads, all with different information. It also means you don't have to use a separate app. It means you can keep it all nice and streamlined within the same app. In this messaging service, there will be these live chats, of course, between yourself and the client. There will also be a record saved of every notification that you've sent them if they ever need to go back and reference those. Speaking of notifications, you can send customized notifications using the Vamoos app. There are 3 different kinds of notifications: timed, GPS, and force update. Timed and GPS notifications are ones which you will preset. They go out at a predetermined time and you arrange that before the trip even starts. Force update notifications are your more live, on-the-fly notifications. To give you an idea of when they'll be used, time notifications are used particularly before the trip takes off. You can send out these notifications 3 months, 3 weeks, 3 days before the trip goes off. That's for building rapport, having a conversation with your clients, and of course also pushing the different upsells that you offer, whether that's activities, whether that's food and drink packages, or whether that's hotels. While they're on the trip, clients tend to not want to be contacted in any way, shape, or form, only when necessary, and that's when forced update notifications come in. An example of when you would use these is, of course, when an itinerary changes. It's far from ideal, but it does happen. I'm sure we've all experienced that in the past. When that itinerary changes and you need to let that client know, what you can do is go into the back end, change the itinerary, send a notification directly to their phone, informing them exactly of what the change is and why the change has occurred, as well as a button to update their itinerary so they now have the most up-to-date information. What this does for your clients is it gives them that peace of mind. They know that you're in control. They know that you're handling their trip, and all they need to do is wake up each day and check their daily itinerary, safe in the knowledge that's going to be the most up-to-date, accurate information. What it does for you as the tour operator is it allows you also peace of mind because you know that your clients have received that update. You know that they're going to be following the correct itinerary, as opposed to sending it via email. When you have multiple different streams, it can get confusing and your clients may end up in the wrong place. Guiding your clients, this is the base map of Vamoos, which comes downloaded offline. Everything on top of the map is completely customizable by you. One of these things is GPX tracks. These will appear as a line or a track on the map. It's brilliant for safaris, for cruises, for hiking and cycling expeditions, because it means your client can sit on their couch, visualize where they'll be going, how far they'll be traveling, and also the different terrains they're going to encounter without ever having to step foot in the country. Another thing you can add on top of the maps is points of interest, POIs. These are great for showing off your local expertise. POIs can be anything. They can be museums, they could be restaurants, they could be nice viewpoints or a cafe that you love in the local area. You put these onto the map and they show off exactly what you think your clients should be doing whenever they have any downtime. Reason for this is to show off your local expertise, as it says there. It provides that point of difference, that local recommendation that they can't get if they just book this on booking.com and Skyscanner. It's providing that point of value, which is why you charge that premium price for your trips. Weather updates is another pretty simple one. We don't need to dwell on this too long. Within the Vamoos app is a 5-day forecast for all of the locations that your clients will be visiting. Critically, why this differs from other weather apps is that it's available offline. It means that whether you're on a plane, on a boat, or on a long drive, you can always check what the weather's going to be in the next city over, arrive prepared with that knowledge because you've got these weather updates offline. All your clients need to be doing is connecting to Wi-Fi or data once every 5 days, which shouldn't be too much of an issue. Live flight updates come in the form of notifications. To give you an example of what kind of updates clients will be getting, of course, if their flight is delayed or cancelled, that will come through as a notification directly to their phone. The same is also true for when the gate and terminal information is released at the airport. As soon as the information's up on the big boards, it will come through to their phone, and as well the baggage carousel when they land, rather than having to stand around at the TV, it will come through directly to their phone. Some of you may be thinking that this isn't applicable to you because you don't arrange flights for your clients. I've got good news on that front. All you need for these updates to be on your client's phone is the airline they're flying with, the flight number, and the date of the departure. You put that into the back end, and out of the front end comes those live updates. The reason for this is, of course, that security, that peace of mind for your clients. Traveling through the airport is the most stressful thing that they're going to do on their holiday. It's the worst part of many people's years, is traversing the airport. Anything that you can do to make that experience easier is worth its weight in gold. It will be remembered and it will be rewarded. Instead of having to run back and forth to that big board every 5 minutes, what your clients can do is sit down at a pub, have a beer, have a coffee, and relax, knowing as long as their phone's on, they're going to get that information as it comes out. A big feature of ours is the Inspirations marketing brochure. The purpose of this is to increase your rebooking rates. It's quite simple at its core. You add in your different trips, a title, a picture, and a description. You can, of course, tailor these to different clients. If, for example, someone has gone to the Italian coast with you in the past, you'll know that they'll love trips to the Spanish coast, to Greece, to Croatia. So you can send those trips into their inspirations, targeting them personally. These also go hand in hand with the notifications. You can set up these notifications to go out 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months after the trip has finished, prompting them to come back into the Vamoos app and have a look at the other trips that you offer. You'll see down the bottom here is a Contact Us button. That's a critical part of this formula. With the Contact Us button, it takes 2 taps on your phone and less than 30 seconds to be on the phone with your sales team, talking about these trips that they love and getting that rebooking in. Making it that easy takes away the friction and takes away the inertia of getting that person on the phone, and it allows those impulse decisions to reign supreme. And when you do that, you increase your rebooking rates. And that's what we find with clients who use Vamoos, is a steady, sharp increase in those rebooking rates. The photo book is quite a fun one. At its core, it's a digital collaborative photo album within the app. So everyone who's on the same trip has access to the same photo album, can see everyone else's photos and everyone else's captions. It's great while you're on the trip, and of course when you finish with the trip, to reminisce and look back on what has been. But we take it one step further with the photo book. With 2 taps of a button, you can actually have a physical hardback coffee table book sent to your clients' houses based on the photos that they've taken, and you can set that up so it arrives the day that they get back home. I don't need to tell you what that does for your customer service, what that does for your client loyalty, but an extra added benefit that you may not have thought about is that this coffee table photo book will have your logo front and center. It's not only going to be your clients who are reading this photo book, flipping through it. In fact, it's primarily going to be your clients' friends and family. They come over, they want to hear about the trip, and they get shown this book. Having your logo there is all part of that word of mouth marketing. It's all about getting new, real clients in the door. Finally is the feedback. Getting authentic feedback is so difficult and so important. And if you've been sending out feedback forms via email, you'll notice your response rates are going down and down and down as emails get more difficult to send. We offer a different approach for getting these feedback forms through, and that's via a notification. You can set this up so just a few hours after they've landed home, a few days after they've got back, they get a notification prompting them to fill out a feedback form. There's a link embedded in that notification, so all they have to do is tap on a single button. They'll get taken through to your feedback form, and within a minute, they've completed it, filled it out, and got it back to you. It makes it an integrated part of that holiday process, makes it much more seamless, and what we see from clients who use Vamoos is that their numbers of feedback go considerably up. Fantastic. So that is, hopefully in less than 15 minutes, all 15 features of the Vamoos app. Next steps for you guys, if you're interested, are to book in a call with myself or one of the members of my team. We'll take you through a personalized demo of the Vamoos app, and we'll of course also show you the back-end operating system so you can get started on making these trips for yourself. Alongside that comes a 2-week free trial. We'll support you along the way as you create these trips for your clients and see how Vamoos can transform your business.